We're here at the Ice House with Anthony Petruzzelli's camp this week for kids, and one of the guys to my left making some pretty big Komets news today, Alex Aleardi, the first signing for the Komets this offseason. And Alex, what does it mean to put pen to paper and officially be back here in Fort Wayne for the upcoming ECHL season?
It's exciting. I mean, it's where I want to be, and I know we're building a great team again this year to make a run, so I'm excited to see the rest of the signings.
What was it that made you want to come back to Fort Wayne?
Very simple. I mean, it's just the legacy of the team, the coaching staff, everything involved, the fans. I mean, at the city, it's been great my first year, so looking forward to making a run again this second year.
What do you take away from that first year in Fort Wayne that you can apply to a second season here in the Summit City?
I think it's the, what Fort Wayne, means to the city and like how we play and, what type of team we need to be at home. And I'm really looking forward to, building on that, what we built on last year.
Okay, 23 goals, that tied for the team lead. Do you know who had the most game-winning goals for the Komets last season?
I think I did.
You did. You had 7.
That's a lot. That's a good thing.
Yeah, what does that mean to you?
It means, I got the goal when it was needed.
When you take a look at a week like this, obviously you get a chance to pass along the knowledge that you've gained throughout the course of your career to some of these kids here in Fort Wayne. What fun is that, to be able to pass along what you've learned?
Yeah, I mean, it's excellent. Giving back anytime you can in any sport. A lot of pro athletes do a great job of that. I'd just like to say that. And, Fort Wayne's got, Anthony Petruzzelli here running this camp for a couple of years in a row now. So it's always great giving back. And, when you can, make someone's day a little bit different and, work with a pro coach or a pro hockey player, it's pretty special to them and it means a lot to me.
What advice would you give to a 10-year-old Alex Aleardi that would be at a camp like this that he could use?
Work a little harder.
that's you can tell that in any way, shape, or form to any kid. I think that always makes good sense.
Yeah, definitely. Just working hard. Having fun with it too. That's kind of the big thing at this age, and I think we are exploring that this week. A little bit of working hard, a little bit of having fun.
I think a lot of Komets fans know this, but you were born in Fort Wayne. Your family moved away when you were 4 years old. You got a house now back in Fort Wayne, correct? So making this home and having everything come full circle, what is that like for you now that you enter a second season and again really make this a home?
Yeah, it's very special. Very, very fortunate, very lucky. It doesn't happen in many people's playing careers. So for me to be able to do it and, do it for a second time is very special, and I'm very lucky.
All right, you take a look at the core of this Komets team. Jack Dugan, Kyle Mayhew signing overseas, Swetlikoff signing overseas, Brochu signing overseas. You're one of the core guys they're bringing back, but some of those core faces are gone. So what do you have to do as a leader of this team in the offseason to get this thing going in the right direction?
I think, it's, the staff, Jesse and Corey, they're doing a great job of signing guys and figuring out who's available out there. And I know they'll be able to do their job efficiently. So I think it's just to set the standard very high when we first get into town and, let it go from there.
All right, Central Division Finals last year. My final question, what do you learn from that? How do you take it the next step this upcoming season?
It's always a learning experience, every team, every year. I mean, Toledo, they, a very good team. They've done very well over the last 4 or 5 years. So I think if we keep competing the way we did this year, I think we're going to make a good run this year.
All right, Alex Aleardi, appreciate it. The first Komets signing of the 25-25 season. He's Alex, I'm Glenn, and that'll do it for your local sports report.